You're all probably well aware of the eye of the needle one must go through to purchase a Rolex watch, especially with their supply scarcity. And you're probably here because you might be needing some tips to purchase a crown anytime soon, or just here to learn the tips and tricks on how to get a Rolex from an authorized dealer. Either way, we're here to help you and provide you some tips you can do to get out of the waiting list and befriend an AD. Are you ready? With no further ado, let us go and figure these ways out. Hello, how are you, our dear friends, and welcome back to Above First Class. For today's episode, we will be answering one of the ultimate questions Rolex fans have. How do you get a Rolex from an authorized dealer? And here we have figured some ways for you. First, dress smart when visiting the Rolex authorized dealer. In today's society, matter of fact, you can't always determine a man's or a woman's value by what he or she is wearing, though it is believed that the first impressions matter and that others assess you based on how you appear, no matter how superficial you believe this is. Or no matter how much money you have, a Rolex-approved dealer would rather sell a watch to a smart-looking individual who they would want to see in the store more often and who fits with the brand's image than someone selling in soiled clothing. Oh, we're not suggesting that you have to dress up to go watch shopping, but a beautiful new pair of sneakers, some nice trousers, and a nice polo shirt are the absolute bare minimum for dress-down clothing. If you have a job that requires you to wear a suit, try visiting an authorized dealer over your lunch break or after work while you're already dressed. Business casual is the ideal outfit for going watch shopping and makes an excellent first impression. Now, let me be clear on something. I don't accuse every authorized dealer of playing dirty games. There are still ads out there who play by the book and as straight as they can, but it's getting harder and harder for them to do so. And guys, there's no question or doubt that the more wealthy your AD believes you are, the more likely he is to play the game. If you pull up outside in your Ferrari, it'll bring a lot more power than if you pull up outside in your fear. And just how many times have we ever seen a Ferrari or a Lambo sitting on the outside of a Rolex authorized dealer exactly? And let's be honest, if you're dressed shabbily, he's not going to be swayed. And if you tell him you can only barely manage one watch, that's definitely the one watch you're not gonna get. You might be thinking, why are there so many rules in buying a Rolex? Well, we all know the answer. Rolex is such a prestigious and high-end watch brand, so we'd all need to go through the twists and turns to purchase one in an authorized dealer. As long as you're dressed smart, are clean, and are wearing your favorite cologne or perfume, you will surely make a good first impression. If you're still interested to know other tips, make sure to stay until the end of this video and don't forget to comment down below, click like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos above first class like this one. Alright, now going back to the matter at hand. Next, try being personable and nice with the Rolex authorized dealer. Just be kind. This goes without saying in life as well while attempting to beat the Rolex waiting list. It is a reality that being a bump will not bring you to the top of any Rolex waiting list. The Rolex licensed dealers have the authority to provide Rolex sports models to whomever they choose, and they're not going to offer it to someone they don't like. Would you? They are more likely to want to sell a watch to someone they like, who they can relate to, and who is similar to them in some respects. Depending on how desperate you are to get your hands on a new Rolex at retail, you might want to check into some fundamental body language and behavior rules to increase people's like of you. Choose a Rolex salesperson with whom you feel you have the most in common or with whom you believe you can have the greatest relationship. Which brings us to the last tip for beating the Rolex waiting list and getting your Roly from an AD. It would also be a bonus if you could go into the Rolex AD wearing your crown on your wrists. This is clearly not for everyone. If you're seeking to buy your first Rolex, you won't be able to do so since you won't have one. It's a sad truth. But if you already own a Rolex, show it out whenever you visit an authorized dealer to discuss your new model. It will not only be a wonderful conversation topic with the Rolex approved dealer, but it will also demonstrate that you have a Rolex buying history. And if you keep coming back to the store wearing the same watch, the Rolex authorized dealer will know you're not just looking for a Submariner or Daytona to sell for a profit. If you don't already possess a Rolex, by all means, wear any other luxury watch you own. This demonstrates that you are serious about watches and are willing to spend the money on a new Rolex sports model at full retail price. You must also show your ADs how serious you are about getting your Rolex. Let your Rolex authorized dealer know you're serious, and that's when you get the call. You'll come in and pay for the watch within 24 hours if you have the funds. Yep, that quick. Make it known that you will leave your mom's birthday party or the birth of your first child or your date night with your wife to come and collect it. Well, maybe don't go that far, or your wife will break the arm you were planning on wearing that lovely new Rolex on. But make it known to the Rolex authorized dealer that you are serious and come with a card ready to swipe as soon as the call comes in. Many people who sign up for the Rolex waiting list can't afford the watch or aren't serious about purchasing one for various reasons. The dealers have a list of persons they know they can rely on who are trustworthy and who will arrive with the cash to complete the transaction within 24 hours. It's also a good idea to let the dealer know about any upcoming vacations you have scheduled so they'll know you'll be out of town if something comes in and you can't get to the store. Obviously, you can pay by card over the phone, but it's best to walk in with your card or cash and buy it right there, and then so you can inspect the watch and other items before handing over the cash. Not that there will be anything wrong with it, after all, it is a Rolex. But this is standard procedure and, of course, the experience when purchasing a Rolex. So simply keeping the AD updated is beneficial and demonstrates your commitment to the transaction. So be sure that you get to build a relationship with the Rolex authorized dealer. This goes hand in hand with the second tip, which is to be polite and all that. However, make every effort to develop a positive relationship with one of the Rolex authorized dealer's sales representatives. When you go to the store, make it a point to see the same person every time. You have a coffee with them in the store and speak about things other than watches. Of course, initially, you'll simply talk about watches, but as time passes, attempt to branch out. Avoid getting creepy on this point though. Let the relationship grow towards addressing these topics. Don't inquire about their family right away, or they'll think you're odd. In the last year, I know a guy who has purchased at retail a ceramic Daytona, Pepsi GMT, and a new Yachtmaster, all because he is pals with a Rolex authorized dealer. Building a relationship will take some time, but once it's there and you get your first Rolex from them, the others will be a lot faster behind. Rome wasn't built in a day. So build that relationship with the Rolex dealer and get your Rolex on your watch in no time. It may seem that there are so many prerequisites for you to get a Rolex from an authorized dealer, but getting your own timepiece from this watch brand will surely be worth it. So yep, that's it. We wish you all the luck on your next visit to your nearest Rolex AD, and we do hope that you'll get the timepiece on your wrists in the nearest future. So how about you? How was your Rolex AD experience? Let us know in the comment section below and add some more tips to our future Rolex owners. Thanks for watching, leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you again real soon above first class.